It's time for Coach's Corner on KCCR AM 1240 and 98.9 FM. Coach's Corner, live from the Long Branch, is brought to you by Kruger Contracting, Avera St. Mary's, Bank West, Fording Electric, and Gales Gas. Coach's Corner is also brought to you by Edward Jones Financial, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Midwest Co-op, and Oahe Federal Credit Union. Coach's Corner is also brought to you by Lamb Motor, First Dakota National Bank, Todd's Electric, Shane's Pharmacy, and Wagner Auto. And now, live from the Long Branch in downtown Pierre, it's award-winning KCCR Sports Director, John Winkler.
And a good evening as we welcome you here to the Long Branch for another edition of Coach's Corner. Joining me tonight will be Coach Steve Steele of the Hawaii Capitals, as well as Coach Brian White of the Sully Beach Chargers. We'll talk with Coach Bebout, Kirk Bebout of the Pierre Governor Girls, and Brianna Kusler of the Pierre Governor Boys here this evening. We'll return, talk with Coach Steve Steele of the Hawaii Capitals. Pink the Rink night coming up for the Hawaii Capitals on Saturday. We'll talk about that and football as well. We'll talk about it all coming up here in just a little bit. You're listening to Coach's Corner live from the Long Branch here on KCCR.
Dale and DT here for the LB.
You know, Dale, the Long Branch offers variety, live music, and drink specials to help you unwind.
True, but you have got to try one of the most diverse menus available.
Got to get in a shout-out for their wings. Some of the best in town. Tuesdays, they have wing specials and a killer selection of flavors.
And now, the LB is home of KCCR's Coach's Corner. Wednesday nights up on the big stage.
Come for the food, stay for the fun. The LB, the Long Branch, 351 South Pier Street in downtown Pierre.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
For 30 years, Todd's Electric Service has had the privilege of providing electrical wiring solutions for residential, commercial, and agricultural customers in Central South Dakota. From small service calls to large commercial projects, Todd's Electric Service has experienced electricians for any job. Call 223-2518 to schedule your project. Todd's Electric Service is your line to power. 223-2518.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre still wants your trade or your spare vehicle, and we're willing to give you top dollar, and we'll throw in an additional 250 Pierre Pride dollars. Sell us your car, and Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you an additional 250 Pierre Pride dollars. Trade in your vehicle for a new or different one, and Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you 250 Pierre Pride dollars. Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit GatewayFordToyota.com.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
This is Coach's Corner on Central South Dakota Sports Station, AM 1240, today's KCCR.
As we welcome you back here to the Long Branch here for Coach's Corner, it's easy for me to say. Coach Steve Steele joining me here at the Long Branch for Coach's Corner. Coaches, good to talk to you again. And last weekend didn't go the way that you guys were hoping. It was a frustrating weekend, a lot of shots, which is not frustrating, but just only one goal in the two games. And now that you've had a couple of days, we're at the middle of the point of the week, you get a game on Saturday coming up. your takeaway from that weekend and what things, I wouldn't say need to change, but what things did you like about this first part of practice, first week of this practice?
Well, it was a really frustrating weekend in the sense that we felt like we played good enough to win both games. And we felt Saturday the goalie kind of took one away from us. And then Sunday we were in our own heads kind of as a result of Saturday. And then Sunday's goalie still played good. Don't get me, he played good, not taking anything away from him. He had a 47-save shutout on us. But once that mental wall kind of went up, I think we were kind of our own worst enemy shooting the puck. I think a lot of our practice so far this week has been just the process of trying to tear that wall down and, just mentally and physically and everything, putting the puck in the net as many times as you possibly can, just to get that mental wall down and that good, strong focus and belief in yourself. You kind of got to earn some confidence back and feel what it's like to put the puck in the net, when you haven't done that in a while. So it was a frustrating weekend, but at the same time there were so many good things that came out of it. We felt like we controlled both games, and ultimately, that's what's going to matter, when it comes down to it in the end, because it's streaky. Scoring it goes in streaks, just like it does in a lot of other sports, where some weekends you can't miss, and other weekends you can't get it in. So, that was just happened to be the latter.
Yeah, and the good thing, the good thing is you get a full week between games, so you get a chance to have a full week to kind of tear that wall down like you talked about. But the bad thing is, and I don't know if it's a bad thing, but a difficult thing is that you get another really good goalie who nearly stole one from Rapid City on Rushmore last Saturday and got a win over the Rushmore Thunder, which would have been their first loss of the season. You get Owen McBride to face against Watertown on Saturday.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe he'll just be too tired.
That could be.
That was a really long and busy game for him. I think he had 68 saves in that game, and I said gave him a chance. They were leading into the last 30 seconds, so he definitely has that ability to go out there and just say no one's going to score on me. And the goal that tied the game on him, I think it was he didn't see it and it changed directions at least 2 times just to get by him. So that's something that we've got to make sure we do a better job of. If we're getting picky in some of the shots, we've had a lot of quality shots, but we've not had a ton of traffic, and we've not been very good at rebounds. Either being in bad position or having bad stick position. Those have both been a big focal point for us because, again, that was the way Rushmore found a way to get. They only had to take 73 shots, but that was how they got 5 by him.
Right, and also a good thing too is that you had a big weekend against Sioux Falls, and that's not taking anything away from getting excited for those games. But there's something else to be excited about going into Saturday with the Pink the Rink night. There's a lot of different festivities. There's a lot of different excitement around. It's just a different atmosphere. The atmosphere is always good, but it's just always a little bit better on Pink the Rink night. So that's also got to be playing in your favor, the fact that these guys are going to be a little bit more energized going into this game.
Yeah, it's always one of our bigger crowds. We've always got a ton of support. The kids do and the parents do a great job of, getting this out there and just encouraging and reminding people to come to it and to come support, obviously a great cause, but obviously also support the team. And so that just alone makes it a lot of fun. But then, you add in all the other stuff, and it's just one of those ones that means a little bit more. And, obviously it's an important game too. We've obviously got to go and get another few points to lock ourselves into that top half.
Yeah, and that's going to be you look at the stretch that you have to finish out the season. Of course, you get a couple of tough goalies here on Saturday and then the following Sunday against Huron. But then, the end of the season, you get Sioux Center and Sioux Falls 1 again. So even, you felt like the goalie took one from you. I know it's a far way away and you're not thinking about Sioux Falls 1 right now, but you still got a chance in the regular season to make up for that game.
Yeah, and we're getting to that. We're in that last quarter now. We've got 5 games left. And then, it's going to be here before we know it, where we go down to the state tournament, and it's a 3-day, 3 games, winner take all. And, so we're not so much worried about playing Sioux Falls 1 again. It's crazy looking at the standings right now, actually, at, how many things could change, from now to then. Right now we're not super concerned about our seed. We're just trying to figure out, what we can continue to do to improve and put ourselves in the best position come March.
You had a couple of injuries. Ashton Grease gutted out the game on Sunday. Keller Herman was out Sunday. What's the status on them now here as we hit Wednesday?
Ashton's he's been at practice doing as much as he can. We've kind of kept him limited, probably more so for our sake than his. I think if he had his way, I think he'd just be going and doing just about everything. But I think he's done a pretty good job of not fighting us on that part and just kind of letting us manage his health, hopefully. And so I think he'll be ready to go, and we should find out on Keller tomorrow. On whether he's a yay or nay.
So as you get it, what's your excitement about this, or what's your most exciting thing about this Pink the Rink? Being the head coach, but what are you excited about most about a night like this?
I think the coolest thing about this is it's one of those things that really lets you step back and realize that life is bigger than a game, and sports are a tremendous thing. There's a lot of fun moments in sports, but ultimately life is a lot bigger than that, and this is one of those things that brings that home. If you look at a lot of the communities around the state, Brandon Valley just lost their coach to cancer, and a tumor. Obviously we had Curtis Egan, from Pierre not too long ago dealing with a lot of this, so anytime that you can kind of have those life moments and just come together and honor some of the people that have had that fight, it's amazing how many people are affected by it. Really everybody is, if you can go. Some people it's immediate family, some people it's semi-extended family, some people it's friends, but everybody's affected by it. So any of these times that you can really step back and just focus on what's really important, I think that makes it a special evening.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And, of course, there is a lot of games that will be played. The two ones that you can listen to and watch on Capital City Rock and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports are the girls' varsity game at 2:30 and the boys' varsity game at 7 o'clock. Be on the air about 20 minutes before puck drop for both of those, as they both will take on Watertown on Saturday. And it's, and it's also fun, because the opposing team comes in, but they understand what's going on too. They understand when they're coming in that it's the Pink the Rink night, and it adds just that extra layer that everybody, once the pucks drop, it's a hockey game, and everybody, you play it like you want to win. You're not too concerned about what's happening around you after that. But there's just a lot of camaraderie too. Like you mentioned, it's more than a hockey game, and you see that between the two teams before each game and even after each game.
Yeah, I think a lot of the teams have their own version of this night, no matter what, no matter when or any of that. And we got to be a part of Rapid Cities when we played out at Rushmore, and having a couple of their kids' parents that had fought this, to be out there, and a couple of our players who were good friends with them, go out and be a part of that moment as well. That should be what sports are about, is bringing people together and obviously learning life lessons. And, I think this is, one of the most important life lessons that, perspective on life. They always say that if you were gone, there'd be a new person in your job in a week, and away would go. But that's not the way for everyone else that you see on a daily basis. So it's a good perspective moment for all the kids to take, and for everybody to just realize and honor those that have had to deal with that.
Talking with Coach Steve Steele here of the Hawaii Capitals. So now we'll switch gears here, because it is that time of the year again where it is the Super Bowl and a chance to have our Super Bowl picks. And, of course, that game will be on KCCR here on KCCR coming up on February 13th. Coverage will start at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, lead you all the way up to kickoff, which I think is like 5:30 or something like that. Of course, you got to have like a 4.5-hour pregame show for the Super Bowl. You can't not have an entire day of a pregame show. But your guy, Matthew Stafford, is in the Super Bowl for the first time in his career, because you're a Lions guy. He's been with the Lions, and
it's the first season he's not on the Lions. So
right.
I get what you're going for.
yeah, first season on the Lions. He goes to the Super Bowl. Do you like the Rams' chances in the Super Bowl against the Cincinnati Bengals? I'll let you answer it. I was going to interject my thoughts, but this is Coach's Corner, not John's Corner, so I'll let you answer it.
Yeah, I think this is, I read an article last weekend about how is this going to be the worst or the most boring Super Bowl ever, just because we don't have high seeds. I think they were both, the 4 or 5 or something?
Both 4.
I'm really intrigued by this. The Bengals, even as a Lions fan, give me a lot of hope. It wasn't long ago that they were the Bengals and were atrocious.
Yeah.
Even last year they were 4-12 last year. It's not like they were a playoff team contending last year. They were bad still. They weren't,
Joe Burrow did get hurt early on, but
he did. But it's not like they were. You didn't think they were one piece away.
No.
You didn't be like, if Joe Burrow doesn't get hurt, we're Super Bowl champs. You're thinking, okay, maybe we're 500 and maybe contending for a wild card spot, not playing in February, you
Right.
know. So, I mean, I think that's a really cool deal just in the sense of showing how fast that can turn around when you get the right pieces. You know, this is all selfishly from being a Lions fan.
Right.
So, you know, like I said, so that gives me a lot of hope there. And then, you know, Matthew Stafford, you know, he's a fan favorite. You know, he did a lot for Detroit and for the, you know, that area. And it's really, really good to see someone that will always, in my mind, be a Lion at the top. You know, because Barry Sanders never got this opportunity because he never left. Calvin Johnson never got this opportunity because he never left.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's kind of one of those things where vicariously, you know, a Lions fan, you live through Stafford. But at the same point, Bengals give us a lot of hope that maybe someday there's a shot we could get there. So I'm going to say it's a win-win. And in terms of the coaching side, you know, I think the Rams are just a more complete team. But all that said, if the Bengals can control the clock and make it a super boring game. Remember the last time the Rams made the Super Bowl?
It was boring.
It was a horrible, boring game for a lot of people not named Sean Lewis.
Yeah,
and,
you're right.
and they lost, you know. And if the Bengals can make it that ugly, boring, slow-paced game, which they can definitely do. I mean, they got a heck of a running back. And then, you know, Burrow to Chase. I mean, you mix in one or two big plays, that can be enough. But, I mean, in terms of the overall team, I mean, I think the Rams are an overall better team. You know, I mean, their pass rush, their D-line is incredible. You know, obviously Stafford's kind of been the missing piece there, but, you know, I don't think they've got a tremendous running game. Michelle's okay, but I just think in general they're a more complete team.
That is Coach Steve Steele with his expert analysis on the Super Bowl coming up and why he is going to be happy no matter who wins it. But with all that being said, I need to, you know, you don't get a second chance of, you know, you don't get to make two picks or get to wait another week, even though you'll be back next week and the game's not till the 13th. You still got to make your pick now and tell me who's going to win and what the score is going to be.
Rams win.
Okay.
Also semi, because then you know why they're also going to win the Super Bowl.
Why?
Because they left St. Louis.
Wow. Okay.
I had to do it.
We were having so much fun, and then you took a dig at me.
We'll go Rams, and I'm going to go 31-21. No, it's too high. We're going to go 21-10. Matthew Stafford MVP.
Oh, you're going to go as far as the MVP. Well, I didn't. Coach White, Coach Brian White will be coming up here in just a little bit. We didn't talk about the MVP of that one, so he did pick. We'll let you hear who he picked later. But all right, so the Rams. What was it again? 21-10.
21-10.
Rams 21-10. Matt Stafford MVP. We'll see how it goes. You got to wait another a long time before we get to that point. Another 11 days before we get to the Super Bowl and actually know if Coach Steele is right. You're going to be playing. You're going to be having a game. Well, you won't be playing. You'll be coaching a hockey game at the beginning of that. That of course will be on Capital City Rock. That's also got to make you a little bit uneasy too. Maybe not so much. If the Lions were in the Super Bowl, then you'd be really, really going nuts that the fact that you have to have a game and the Super Bowl on the same day.
Yeah, I mean, if the Lions, I don't know, that'd be a really big conflict of interest because I mean, when we talk about once in a lifetime things, I mean that is about as once in a lifetime as you get as the Lions. I mean, being in the playoffs, more or less.
Coach Steele will have the earpiece in and. The Capitals get scored on, and he'll be jumping up and down because the Lions just scored a touchdown, not realizing that his team just got scored on because he wouldn't be able to hold his excitement in for the Lions in the Super Bowl.
You may not be wrong.
You know,
it'd be a fun problem to have because they'd be there.
I guess that's true. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, you can worry about that maybe next year.
Yeah,
maybe next year.
I hope so.
Coach Steve Steele, the Hawaii Capitals. Before I do let you go, we'll go back to hockey real quick. Watertown on Saturday. What's it going to take to beat the Lakers again?
We've got the biggest thing is going to be to get some shots through, into the net. I think that the way we're playing, we're controlling games, we're forcing teams to play our style. Ultimately, we've just got to find a way to finish and beat the goalie, and that'll be a challenge in itself this week.
Coach Steve Steele, the Hawaii Capitals, will be on the air at 2:10 on Saturday with 2:30 start puck drop between the Hawaii Lady Capitals and the Watertown Lakers. And then 7 o'clock, 6:40 pregame, 7 o'clock puck drop between the Caps, the boys team, and the Watertown Lakers. Both games on Capital City Rock and available to watch on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports. Coach, appreciate the time as always. We'll talk to you again on Saturday.
Thanks, John.
That is head coach Steve Steele, the Hawaii Capitals. We will return with Coach Brian White after this. You're listening to Coach's Corner live from the Long Branch on KCCR.
DT and Dale here for the Long Branch in downtown Pier. You know, the LB is a great place to kick back, relax, and unwind.
It has been for years, and it has a fantastic menu for lunch or dinner. Love that variety.
Yeah, good point. But we would be remiss if we didn't tell you about the best wings in town.
Tuesdays at the LB, try the delicious wings. And the more you buy, the more you save. The LB, the Long Branch in downtown Pier. Now the home of KCCR's Coach's Corner, Wednesday evenings.
This winter, sip on a delicious hot cocoa and lose yourself in the grace of a fresh falling snow before you smash that hot mug on the driveway and join First Dakota to bank some noise for winter sports. Stomp for block shots, holler for match-sealing takedowns, and go berserk for a perfect dismount. Let's give the home team all we've got. Bank some noise with us at First Dakota National Bank. Open a new account online today at firstdakota.com, member FDIC.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
This is Coach's Corner on Central South Dakota Sports Station, AM 1240, today's KCCR.
As we welcome you back to Coach's Corner here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports Live from the Long Branch. Joining me is Coach Brian White of the Soybeans Chargers, as they will take on Potter County coming up on Friday. But first, before we get to that point, they played Jones County yesterday, picked up a close win against the Jones County Coyotes. So first off, I'll ask you your overall thoughts, basically 24 hours later, your overall thoughts on that win last night.
It was a grind. It was one of those games that we probably didn't play as well as we would have liked, and Jones County played very well. But we were able to find a way to grind through it and found a way to win. So that's kind of one of the big things for us is just the fact that our kids were able to find a way to win a basketball game that maybe earlier in the year we wouldn't have won.
And that's a big thing that you just mentioned about a game earlier in the year that you maybe don't win. Right now, sitting at 5-7 and have played very well in the last couple of games here. Kind of maybe what's been a change for you guys to start picking up some wins, start piling up some wins. Obviously, you had a really, really tough first part of the schedule with a lot of really good teams that you're playing. Still playing some good teams in this second part of the schedule, but able to find some wins.
Yeah, I mean, our schedule early on was really kind of a buzzsaw. It was tough. So, but our guys have really kind of adjusted, and I think we got better because of our schedule. I mean, we're a better basketball team than we were at the start of the year. We've really made some improvements. I think we're still improving too. I think there's still some things that we can do to get a little bit better and just find some more consistency. So but I'm really impressed with how this team's come along throughout the year. We continue to improve. I see us getting better as we finish out the year, and as we find ourselves. Obviously, Potter County is going to be a really difficult matchup for us. They're one of the top teams in our area and top teams, I would say, probably in Class B in general. So that's going to be a tough task, but if we can stay in a game and give ourselves a puncher's chance at the end, that's really what we're looking for in a game like that.
Yeah, and we'll get to Potter County here in just a moment as well. But you guys had a little bit of a break with some sickness, just couldn't field enough for a team, and you come back after a little bit of a break, and you go on the road 4 times: Timberlake, Stanley County, Hitchcock, Tulare, and Warner, all in the same week. You had 11 days in between games, and probably not very many practices in between beating Miller, and then playing Timberlake. That was a really tough stretch for you guys. Obviously, you're home last night, but it's really tough to go on the road that many times in 1 week. Then right after having some sickness, and your guys battled well. I mean, you went 1-3, but you played really well. That Warner game, you lose by 4. You beat Hitchcock Tulare by 8. You got to be probably pretty impressed with how your guys responded after probably having several days off and extra days off to kind of get everybody back from sickness, and to go 4 games on the road. That's a pretty impressive stretch.
Yeah, that was the first time in my career that we've had a stretch like that in basketball. We legitimately, I think we had 2 practices during that time frame, and we still didn't have everybody there, and we weren't able to practice full bore because we had so many kids still sick and wore down, and we were trying not to set them back in their recovery from being sick. So we went into those first 2 games, and they were pretty ugly. they were. We didn't play very well. We looked like we hadn't played basketball for a week or 2, and we hadn't. So, but we made a really nice turnaround. Had a really nice practice on Wednesday. Short practice, wasn't real, but kids were focused, locked in, and we got some stuff done. And then I thought they played 2 really nice games throughout the week there. Thursday we come away with a win against very improved Hitchcock Tulare team, and then I thought we played really well against Warner. For playing against a team that is as talented as Warner and still not getting much for practice time just due to all the things going on, and still just trying to keep some legs. I mean, you're sick for 2 weeks, and then you have to play 4 games. You can't practice real hard, because if you do, you're going to just absolutely kill your kids' legs and not going to have to finish. And I thought our kids did a great job of competing throughout the week, and then to come out yesterday, we didn't play our best, but we were able to find a way to win. So it's been a great run for this group. They play really hard. They're fun to coach, and we're just hopefully getting better and better.
And for you personally, who love practice, you love practice more than games, to have the week and the last couple of weeks, and obviously you couldn't really do anything about it, but that had to absolutely drive you insane to basically just go out there and play a game and not have any kind of a full practice for about 2 weeks.
Yes, it drives me absolutely crazy. 100% drives me nuts, but it is what it is, and our kids have really done a good job of being able to handle it. So it's been a challenge, but I'm really impressed with our kids and how they've competed throughout this entire this whole stretch.
You can talk with Coach Brian White of the Sully Beach Chargers, who is a doubleheader on Friday. They'll be in Gettysburg to take on the Potter County Battlers. DT Meyer will have the call on Country 95.3, PureCountry.com. You can watch it on YouTube at Country 95.3 Sports. So let's talk a little bit about Potter County, because they, as you mentioned earlier when we first started talking, that Potter County is one of the best teams in Class B, and just happens to be in your region, happen to be a rival to the Sully Beach Chargers. It's a big game on Friday, and it's a big, important test for you guys, for them. It's a big game across the entire state, because Sully Beach and Potter County don't really like each other too much, and you guys are probably going in there the underdogs.
Yeah, we're definitely probably going in as the underdog. There's got a really good wave of athletes going through right now at Potter County, and they do a great job over there. So it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, there's no doubt about that. It's going to be a challenge. We're going to have to play really well to give ourselves a chance to win. And really our goal is just to kind of stay in the game. We want to give ourselves a puncher's chance at the end against a really good team. If we can do that, we'll be really excited at the end of that basketball game. So it's kind of that end of this really long, tough stretch where Well, I guess I shouldn't say that because next week we play, I think, 3 times as well, and got to play on a Monday in Langford. So, but it's just one of those situations where you're really excited to play because you're playing a really good team. It's always competitive. It's always a respectful competitiveness. Like it's never been nasty or anything ugly. It's just been 2 teams that go at it really hard and play really hard, and we've had some great battles in the past, and this will just be another one of them.
They're coming in 11-1. Obviously, you guys are 5-7. What makes them? You mentioned all the athletes, but what makes them so good? Besides that, what makes them good as a basketball team?
Well, they just play really hard. They play so hard, and they're going to press you from the start to the finish. They're going to get after it. They do a great job pushing tempo, and offensively, they just got multiple kids that can score. And then they've got some just premier athletes. So you add those things together, and at Class B, you become pretty potent team. So they're gonna play really hard. They play quite a few kids, and they're just gonna do a lot of things that make it difficult for you to score. And they get out in transition so well. And for us to win, we have to rebound the ball really well, and we have to keep them out of transition. If they get into transition, there's not many teams that can stick with them.
You stole my next question right there, asking about what it's going to take to win against Potter County, and it's going to be a big game. I believe 7 o'clock will probably start the first game of that of the girls and boys doubleheader. Somewhere around there, DT Meyer will be on the air, Country 95.3, PureCountry.com. You can watch it on YouTube at Country 95.3 Sports for the girls and the boys game coming up on Friday as they travel to Gettysburg to take on Potter County. Before I let you go, as we start to wrap things up here, it's time for your Super Bowl pick because I won't talk to you next week. Super Bowl here coming up on the 13th. So let's talk about the Super Bowl. You mentioned at the beginning of the playoffs that you like to see the Bengals and the Cowboys be in the Super Bowl. Well, you got one of those 2 teams right. You got the Bengals in it, and when they're taking on the Rams, are you going to stick with the Bengals now? What's your final score?
I'm going with the Bengals. And I'm going 24-17.
24-17 for the Bengals. Okay, and you
Joe Burrow is going to get her done.
I know that obviously this is airing after we talk with Coach Steve Steele, but you're the first one that will actually get because we had to record it a little early, you're the first one that made your pick on who it is. So 24-17 for the Bengals over the Rams, and the winner gets something from me. It's been Sean Lewis for the last couple of years, so maybe it'll be you. Maybe you'll get and maybe I'll just let you win because you said the Bengals early part of at the beginning of the playoffs.
There we go.
And then you said the Bengals for the Super Bowl. So, Coach Brian White of the Soybeans Chargers, Coach, I appreciate the time as always. Good luck Friday. Good luck in your Super Bowl pick coming up here in just a little bit. It's always good talking to you, and looking forward to talking to you again here in the future.
Hey, thanks for having us. Thanks for covering us. We appreciate it.
As Coach Brian White of the Soybeans Charger boys basketball team. Again, they take on Potter County on Friday night. DT Meyer have the call on Country 95.3. We'll return with more Coaches Corner after this here on KCCR, live from the Long Branch.
For an excellent choice to meet, greet, or eat, be sure to head to Downtown Pier and the Long Branch. The Long Branch has plenty of room for the big groups, cozy spots for that intimate setting, and you're going to love the selections and variety on their menu. Plus, their specials are sure to please. There's a fantastic variety of libations available, and it's a great place to unwind. Now, home of KCCR Coach's Corner Wednesday nights, come on down to the LB, the Long Branch, 351 South Pier Street, downtown Pier.
It takes hard work to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than just sports. It also goes for your financial goals. You work hard for your money. You deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. Your local Edward Jones financial advisor can help. If your investments aren't getting you closer to the win, visit edwardjones.com or stop by your local Pier area Edward Jones office for a financial review. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
This is Coach's Corner on Central South Dakota Sports Station, AM 1240. Today's KCCR.
And as we welcome you back here live at the Long Branch, joining me is Coach Kirk Bebout of the Pierre Governor girls basketball team. Sorry, I got a text message here, and it started to lose my focus. You're also listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. So, Coach, well, let's first talk about last night's win, because that was a huge win, a fantastic win. You guys shot well, played really well, and like we mentioned at the end in the postgame, that's the Pierre Governor team. That's as Pierre Governor team as Pierre Governors want to be this season. That was your best game, but also a game that you guys can emulate time in and time out.
Yeah, it was nice to see the girls get that reward of all their hard work that they've been putting in and seeing it carry over into the game, and so I was just really happy for them on that. They deserve to feel good about what they've been doing. I think in large stretches of some games we've shown that, and we played that way. We played all 5 of the top 5 2A teams, and I think 4 out of the 5 we've been right there with chances and played really well. And then some other games on the road that Lincoln, I'll just kind of go down the list here. The Lincoln game, I thought we played really well, and we were down 8 in fourth quarter, came back and had a lead in the final minute of the game, and just didn't quite get it. Then you go to Mitchell and didn't play a good first half, but still battled. We were down 16 at halftime, and by the start of the fourth quarter, it was a tie game basically, and then we just didn't make a shot in the fourth quarter. And then we go to Aberdeen and inexplicably turn it over 20 times and go 1 for 20 from the 3-point line. You know what I mean? So it just hasn't been playing, our best game at the right times. It just hasn't matched up or clicked the right way. But so it was nice to see that last night. And you're right, that's exactly how we want to play, and that's what these girls are capable of. And I thought even though we gave up 50-some points or whatever, and Harrisburg, did a good job on the offensive end, for the most part defensively, we did the things that we want to do defensively. They just shot the ball really well. So, the biggest takeaway, I guess, for me that I wanted to see is, I know we can play good basketball. It's just when we get in those moments where things get tight, or, you got to make one more play, get one more rebound, or hit one more shot to win a basketball game. And, I think that's the huge part of it, at the end of the day, because all these teams are so – I mentioned Aberdeen and Mitchell, not like those are games that we should win, because those are all tough games. Mitchell's won 6 in a row. Yeah. Aberdeen played. Take Harrisburg. They played a West Lyon team out of Iowa that's 15-1, and that one loss was to Harrisburg. So every single team that you play every single night, they have kids that are very capable basketball players. So. You have to be locked in, and you have to have things go your way, and you have to play really well in order to win. So winning is really, really hard. And, so I was just happy to see the girls, put it together and finish off a game the way that they did last night.
Yeah, and one of the things, there's 2 different things I'll talk about first and let you expound on. The first one is a 3-9 team. When you're up by 13 and get down to a 3-point lead, a usual 3-9 team will let that collapse and you'll lose. That's not the Pierre Governors. They're not a 3-9 team. They're better than what their record is. And I know you say too the records don't really matter, because again, it's winning is tough and it's winning hard to do. But that just shows you too that why this Pierre Governor team is a good basketball team, because their record does not indicate how good this team is as it is right now.
Yeah, I mean, we have good players, and we do a lot of good things offensively and defensively. We're young, and that there's always going to be some challenges, some learning, curves that happen. And, I think that first half, that first stretch of the season, even though, we all always want more wins, like I said, it could have easily been, a 500. We could be a 500 ball club very, very easily. But at the same token, like, it's all about, the long run. And I think that stretch and what we've went through there, like I said, you're playing the best teams. I mean, we played all 5 of the top 5 teams that all have 1 or 2 losses. They all have college basketball players. I mean, the Barons girls going to SDSU. You got Ronsick that's going to Colorado State, like D1 basketball players. Jackalinga's going to Texas. Like, these girls we got freshmen, 2 sophomores, and even the 2 juniors that we have that are returning starters are taking on totally different roles.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just that experience and that even though it was hard and a struggle, like, the things that they learned from that and those experiences, I mean, it's gonna pay dividends.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the other point, too, from last night, that the backdoor cuts, moving without the basketball, it was one of the best games I've seen the Peer Governors have moving without the basketball, and it showed because there's a lot of easy buckets that you guys had last night, too.
Yeah, I mean, we executed really well, I thought. And, one thing we talked about practice, I think we run some set plays to get our girls in the right positions, and we really executed, and we got some great looks at really important times. And even when teams are in zone, Harrisburg, I've not seen them play zone. They switched it up and went zone for a little bit, and we executed and hit some shots, and they got right out of that zone. So I thought we executed, really, really, really well, and girls have been taking the things in practice that we've been working on, which is ball movement, sharing the basketball. I mean, I know Remy had 30 last night, but I mean, it's a product of the girls. We don't care who scores, so they can't just key. When that happens, you can't just key on Rem. You got other girls that are looking to score too. So it's just nice to see all the girls working together and making good plays. I think we had like 18 assists or something like that. So it's just a byproduct of playing together as a team and moving the basketball.
Yeah, and Remy Price had 30 points, but nothing was forced. There was no forced shots. She shot the open look. She shot the right looks, seemingly, on my perspective, and I'm sure you probably, as a coach, you're looking at it in maybe a different perspective as well. But
30 points on 14 shots. I mean,
that's pretty good.
That's pretty good efficiency.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
usually you look at it, how many shots they take. That's about how many points they had. Well, she took 14 shots and she had 30.
Yeah.
So.
And again, she didn't force anything in the second half. You guys didn't force the ball to her in the second half to keep taking shots. Everything was in rhythm, and as you mentioned too, good execution from last night. And now you take that into Yankton tomorrow night, and Yankton's a very good team. They're right around where you guys are at in the standings, in a ESD matchup on the road, a long bus ride. You guys aren't strangers to that, but a long bus ride. What do you expect from this Yankton club?
Well, they've had a week to prepare, and we've had today. So that's, I mean. Sometimes people don't always look at that too. That's huge.
Yeah.
Even one extra practice is huge, and they've had 3-4 extra practices, so they've had a lot of time to prepare for us, and that makes a big difference. And the travel does matter somewhat, but those are kind of excuses that we don't want to make. And we're just approaching every single game as like this is a playoff game for us. This is a Sweet 16 game. We've got to do everything we possibly can to try to win. If we approach every game that way, hopefully that helps us prepare for when that is actually the case, when it's a, one game go to state situation. So, but yeah, just touch on Yankton a little bit. This is, and I told the girls this today, this is no exaggeration whatsoever. I watched them on tape, and they play with energy and passion, and they play hard. They are super well coached. He does such a good job with them. So, I mean, it's gonna like we talked about, every single night is just a complete battle that you got to fight, and hopefully the girls got that success and they saw what it takes to finish a game, and hopefully we can bring that with us to Yankton tomorrow.
Talking with Coach Kirk Bebout of the Peer Governor girls basketball team. They'll take on Yankton tomorrow. We'll have coverage here on KCCR. You can watch it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Before I let you go, Super Bowl coming up here, coming in on February 13th, Rams and Bengals, asking all the coaches and making a nice little competition out of it. Who's your pick, and what's the score going to be?
Who do I want to win, or who do I think is going to win? So that's two different answers.
It's up to you. You get to make the pick, whether you want who you want to win or who you think is going to win.
Hey, I'm always about the underdog overcoming and finding a way, but the Rams are going to win, and I'll go 28-17. 28-13.
28-13. Okay. As I said, we've got 2 picks for the Rams right now. Actually, 3 picks for the Rams. No, 2 picks, yeah, and then 1 for the Bengals. So.
Yep. Hey, before I go, just one thing. I see Coach Kusser sitting right here, and the boys basketball team out cheering loud for the girls last night, and I think that the crowd support and the people pulling for the girls last night really, really helped them out. So I just want to say thanks for that.
Yeah, it's awesome to see the support from every team, and not just in the basketball season, volleyball season, soccer season, football, everything. It's a lot of fun to see the support from team to team throughout the entire school year, not just in one season, too.
You bet. Yeah.
Coach Kirk Beebe of the Pierre Governors. Coach, I appreciate the time. It was good talking to you. Good luck tomorrow. And, maybe I guess good luck to the Rams, or maybe good luck to the Bengals, because you probably want the Bengals to win.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It doesn't really matter to me too much. So, yeah, like I said, it's kind of fun to see the unexpected. So
that's right. Coach Kirk Beebe of the Pierre Governors. Coach, appreciate the time, and good luck tomorrow.
All right, thanks a lot.
That is Coach Kirk Beebe. We'll return and wrap up Coach's Corner here with our last guest, and Coach Brianna Kusser. You're listening to Coach's Corner live from the Long Branch here on KCCR.
Dale and DT here for the LB.
You know, Dale, the Long Branch offers variety, live music, and drink specials to help you unwind.
True, but you have got to try one of the most diverse menus available.
Got to get in a shout-out for their wings. Some of the best in town. Tuesdays, they have wing specials and a killer selection of flavors.
And now, the LB is home of the KCCR's Coach's Corner. Wednesday nights up on the big stage.
Come for the food, stay for the fun. The LB, the Long Branch, 351 South Pier Street in downtown Pier.
It takes hard work to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than just sports. It also goes for your financial goals. You work hard for your money. You deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. Your local Edward Jones financial advisor can help. If your investments aren't getting you closer to the win, visit edwardjones.com or stop by your local Pier area Edward Jones office for a financial review. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your healthcare is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
At Avera Health Plans, health insurance is more than just coverage. It's about making connections. We connect you with quality health care so you're covered when you need it. To health coaches and nurses who help meet your health goals. And to a quality network of providers, specialists, and 24/7 virtual care. Our focus is on your everyday well-being. Wherever you are along the journey, choose our health plan with connections. Connect with your agent or visit averahealthplans.com.
Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre still wants your trade or your spare vehicle, and we're willing to give you top dollar. And we'll throw in an additional 250 Pierre Pride dollars. Sell us your car, and Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you an additional 250 Pierre Pride dollars. Trade in your vehicle for a new or different one, and Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you 250 Pierre Pride dollars. Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit GatewayFordToyota.com.
This is Coach's Corner on Central South Dakota Sports Station, AM 1240, today's KCCR.
As we welcome you back here in the Long Branch, as we're joined here with Coach Brianna Kusser, as the Pierre Governor boys, they've had the entire week off, and they will get back to the court on Friday with the last played this past weekend on Saturday. Got a big win against Harrisburg to close out the weekend. Played O'Gorman really tough as well. Two games, and of course that O'Gorman one, you probably were happy with how the team played, and then you probably even more happier how the team responded on Saturday.
Absolutely. It was an awesome weekend. And, we talked last week about just kind of getting away from Pierre and being in an environment like that. You get to be in a hotel with the kids, and they're just in a setting that they're loose. And we talked about wanting to play a disciplined loose, and we're best when the kids are just having fun. They know when they mess up, and what they need to do to correct it. We're at that point in the season where they don't need to be told every single time, and that was an area that I had to sit there and look in the mirror and be like, okay, trust them. They got this. And so keeping my composure a little bit. And I think in return, it was really good for all of us. It was a really positive weekend. And you're exactly right. I mean, we came out, battled hard on Friday. Kind of began to turn that corner, and then Saturday really responded. And you know, when you come and you beat it, or you play a team that hard on Friday night, you never know what Saturday is going to bring. Is it going to be a step backward, or are we going to make strides forward? And I felt like we made some strides forward, and that was something that was really exciting.
Yeah, and you got a lead on Friday against O'Gorman, did not end up getting the win, and then you had the lead at halftime against Harrisburg, and another team, a team that is a sign of a good team, is not letting that lead evaporate. And you guys, instead of letting it evaporate, decided to swell it up to about 20 points at one point in the fourth quarter and in the third quarter as well. And really make sure that there was no doubt that the lead was going to be given to Harrisburg. You guys made sure that was not going to happen. Yeah, and both nights, really, when you look across the board, so many people involved, and whether it comes in points, whether it came in rebounds, assists, or things that don't end up in the box score, we had a lot of people that were really involved, and also, which is, I think might be the most exciting for myself and our coaches, is the excitement that was brought from the bench, the energy that was brought from the bench, and then also our kids that aren't even on the bench, our youngest kids that, they're getting excited, they're doing chants, and it really felt like we were at home on the road, and that's a huge advantage. And when you have that commitment and that involvement from the ninth graders all the way through, and they want it so badly for one another, that's really when things start clicking, and we saw that this weekend, and now we're looking forward to being back at home and being able to do that same thing. Yeah, and Yankton comes up on Friday, and of course everybody's going, well, Yankton's not good because Matthew Morris graduated, and now Yankton's going to be down at the bottom of the standings. That's not the case. They're over 500 right now. They're a good team, sitting, I believe, right around that spot where they could potentially still sneak into a home game for a Sodak 16, and would be a tough opponent even if they're on the road. What have you seen from them? Why are they still a good team even without Matthew Morris? I've been very surprised, or I shouldn't say surprised, because they are really well coached, and they just have a history of athletes and just success down there in multiple ways, in multiple sports. And so, but I would say early on in the season, I was a little bit surprised as to how well they were doing, and by at this point in the season, comes as no surprise, but they, with Rugby Riken leading the charge there, you surround him with some athletes, and they can force you to do some things that make you really uncomfortable, and that's what they've done to a lot of teams. So we've got to make sure that we are staying disciplined on our side, and then on the flip side, doing that in return to them. So using our length and athleticism to our advantage, forcing them to do things that they're uncomfortable with, and then just like we had done on Saturday at Harrisburg, they like to shoot the ball. They'll pull the trigger quick, and but we've got to make sure that we're staying disciplined on both the defensive end. I thought our defense was great this past weekend. Still continue to be areas to improve upon, but overall executed the game plan well. And then our offense started in return then we were firing on all cylinders. We were attacking the basket. We were finding that mid-range game. There were kids that were getting the kick-in, kick-out looks. Our posts were getting involved. It was a really overall good weekend. We've got to keep getting everybody involved. And you had a couple guys. Obviously, Matthew Hansen had the game high, or had the team high for you on Friday. Still in double figures on Saturday. Jackson Edmond also had double figures on both games as well. Those two guys, along with Lincoln Keno's getting double figures, that's going to be tough for any team to try and outscore you. If those three guys are getting double figures, and of course everybody else that you have that can shoot the ball well too, that is a good recipe for a dangerous team. Yes, and I think even after Friday, by no means does anybody love to lose, but it was a loss that afterward it didn't feel terrible, because you knew that we were making steps and strides in the right direction. And the other losses, you kind of sat back and you're like, gosh,
why aren't we there yet? But it all comes at the right time. We didn't want to be peaking at any moment before that, and again, just trusting the process, having that patience. Good reminder for myself. But we're learning. But I think that you're exactly right. We've got very capable kids, and they're all playing with a lot of confidence right now, as they should. There's no reason not to. We've got all the confidence in the world in them, and it was really good to see them begin to have confidence in their roles and allow the game to come to them. They don't have to create anything that isn't there. Still, again, we've got areas to improve upon that we've been working on this week in practice, but at the end of the day, when they're having fun and they're playing together for one another, they're going to be a tough team to beat.
Before we get to our next little spot here, I got to ask you, what's it going to take to beat Yankton on Friday? Discipline, and continuing to build on what we did. We can no longer go backward with anything. We've set the standard of where we want to be, and now it's continuing to climb and climb and climb. No more going backwards. So we, from an offensive standpoint, our execution is always a big area of emphasis, and then the defensive standpoint, we want to make sure that we're limiting the easier looks that they're taking, and then finishing. I thought we did a good job of limiting their second chance opportunities, and I think that resulted in a lot of positive things. We played a little bit of defense with our offense at times and got deeper into the shot clock like we had wanted to be doing, and seeing that we were passing up maybe some good looks for some great looks, and that was something that we really need to make sure that we're continuing to do on Friday. All right, so now my last question is, because, again, you heard me talk to Coach Beebe about it too, so Super Bowl prediction time, the Bengals and the Rams. Who are you going to take? What's the score going to be? Maybe I should ask you too, who do you want to win this game? I want the Bengals to win, and I think that they are going to win. Okay. Joe Burrow, my guy. He's playing with a lot of confidence right now, and you can tell his team is right there with him as well, which is, I guess, right time to be doing that. Right. Score, oh man, so Bengals, I think let's go a little 28-21. 28-21, okay. Yep. I was going to say the only score that you couldn't take was 24-17 because Coach White took that one. Okay. So, but 28-24, 28-21. 28-21. There we go. Already messed it up. Jeez, now I'm going to be stressing during I got to get this right. I was going to say, I've haven't really given a prize out, but you still... It's pride. It's pride, yeah. You pride and some bragging rights, because you'll go probably against like 7 coaches anyway, so yeah, you get a chance to hold it over everybody's head. Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's important. Yeah. None of us are competitive. Right, I was going to say, yeah, no coach in any of the Pierre, Sully Butte, Stanley County area, no coach is competitive at all. No. They don't care if they win or lose. Coach Brandon Kusler, I appreciate the time as always. Good luck on Friday, and we'll talk to you again then. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. We'll have the game on Friday between the Pierre Governors and the Yankton Bucks. That will be coming up on a Thursday and Friday. Yankton Gazelles and the Yankton Bucks Thursday and Friday. We'll have them both here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. We'll return and wrap up Coach's Corner after this here on at KCCR.
DT and Dale here for the Long Branch in downtown Pierre. You know, the LB is a great place to kick back, relax, and unwind.
It has been for years, and it has a fantastic menu for lunch or dinner. Love that variety.
Yeah, good point. But we would be remiss if we didn't tell you about the best wings in town.
Tuesdays at the LB, try the delicious wings. And the more you buy, the more you save. The LB, the Long Branch in downtown Pierre. Now the home of KCCR's Coach's Corner, Wednesday evenings.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming an Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
For 30 years, Todd's Electric Service has had the privilege of providing electrical wiring solutions for residential, commercial, and agricultural customers in central South Dakota. From small service calls to large commercial projects, Todd's Electric Service has experienced electricians for any job. Call 223-2518 to schedule your project. Todd's Electric Service is your line to power. 223-2518.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. You'll find a great selection of quality new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep vehicles, plus a great selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take good care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and body shop, along with a friendly financing team that'll do their best to get you into your next new or pre-owned vehicle with financing that fits your budget. Wagner Auto is your local, family-owned, full-service dealership in Pierre. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
This is Coach's Corner on Central South Dakota Sports Station, AM 1240, today's KCCR.
As we welcome you back to the Long Branch one more time, thanks to our coaches, Coach Steve Steele of the Hawaii Capitals, Brian White of the Silly Beach Chargers, Coach Kirk Beebout of the Pierre Governor Girls, and Coach Brandon Kusler of the Pierre Boys. We'll be back same time, same place next week, Wednesday, 5:30 to 6:30 here at the Long Branch on Coach's Corner. Thanks to Spencer Kelly back at the station. John Winkler saying, have a good night. We'll see you next Wednesday.
You've been listening to Coach's Corner on KCCR and online at kccrradio.com. Coach's Corner live from the Long Branch has been brought to you by Kruger Contracting, Avera St. Mary's, Bank West, Birding Electric, Gales Gas, Edward Jones Financial, Gateway Ford, Lincoln and Toyota, Midwest Co-op, and Oahe Federal Credit Union. Coach's Corner on KCCR is also brought to you by Lamb Motor, First Dakota National Bank, Todd's Electric, Shane's Pharmacy, and Wagner Auto. Join us every Wednesday evening from 5:30 to 6:30 for Coach's Corner, live at the Long Branch in Pierre or on air at KCCR or kccrradio.com. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports